Oh, okay. But I had a doctor who was an immunologist as a client, and we got him all these interviews. And he had a book that was about something else, but we wanted to get brand awareness. So we just pitched a whole different thing. And he actually was, and it didn't work for coldies, but that product, it has to sit there. You have to let it dissolve. It blocks the cold receptors, and it is the most effective. You really do need to do like 6 a day because you continuously block it. No, the one in your throat. The one in your nose, they took off. It's bad for you. Don't do it. Zicam, but Zicam is not that good. It screws up your. It's all not. Right. Yeah, it's not good.
All right, live from General Assembly downtown is Deputy.
All right, we're back.
Look what I got.
We're back from break. I don't see break dates anymore. All right, let's move on. So now we're going to talk about content in relationship between B2B and B2C. Types. So the process to create it is the same. You know, you need to, and I'm going to give some more details about this. It's like how I approach it, and I'm interested in your exactly plan on this too, like when you sit down to develop content strategy. But it all, like good content strategy needs to be planned, period. It needs to be planned and do some research, and I'll show you some of the things I do. So it starts the same no matter what. But then things are a little bit different in terms of if you're B2B or B2C. So for your B2B, you're using it to identify prospects. So 51% of B2B partners don't have effective processes in place to evaluate the quality of their leads. Oh, so these are
just the difference between
the difference between. So 51 don't have it. 61% of B2B marketers have effective processes in place to evaluate the quality of the leads. Okay, so what we're saying here is like, so on this side, because it's service, and there might be, generally B2B might be service, and there's not a call to action, or they're not like, take the next step, call us. So this is sort of like where it fails, really, is they don't have a call to action. B2C is a little bit better at doing that because they're driving them somewhere like, buy this, take this off. So 58% of on the B2B side, B2B marketers rate content creation as the most difficult task to execute. Wait, I skipped. I'm sorry, guys. 58% email marketing of B2B marketers rate email marketing as the most efficient marketing strategy. 63% on the B2C side. I mean, overall, what the takeaway is here, email is really important. That's why I have a whole lesson about it. It's super important. It is effective, even though we all kind of, you know, get a little discouraged when we have to leave things out of their inbox, but it still gets somebody. So it goes right to them as opposed to social media a little bit faster. I'm not sure if it's any good. So B2B marketers think that, you know, about 40% of them think it's a little difficult to create. 46% B2C social media. Right, social media is the most difficult task to execute. So when they're concerned, it's just like, what do we do? I don't even know what kind of content do we create. They get held up here. B2C gets held up. I'm like, okay, how do we use social media effectively? On this side, the best social media channel obviously is LinkedIn. Although Quora is really becoming a really great place if you're a B2B marketer to do some marketing. Quora.
Oh.
QUORA. We'll talk about it when we get into social stuff. It's a great. It's what early stages of LinkedIn was, which was like an opportunity to answer questions. Like people can post questions and answer, and if you're on both sides, there's value. You post a question, kind of know the answer, you get people talking about it, then you kind of go, well, this is hard to get it. Or if you just answer a question, you're sort of the expert, or you're speaking on behalf of your company, then that gets archived there. It's a social network, but it's more of a forum. It's really gaining long term. A lot of people who are just become what they're seeing. Yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah. I like doing something with the client right now that's doing well. I'm found really good. Facebook is kind of still the winning network in terms of socials, and 90% of B2C customers are using Facebook in some way. And then in terms of blog content, 67% of B2B marketers use it for more leads per month. More leads per month are generated by B2B than blog than those who don't. So basically, they're saying that blog has played an important role in lead generation. And blog content in terms of B2C customers, more leads per month are generated for B2C than those that don't blog. So both sides blogging is kind of. Blogging doesn't have to be this like blog format, you know, words, it can be images, it can be just videos, so just, you know, think about, it's really the consistent place where you're putting out content and where it resides forever on your own media. That's really what it is.
All right. Add to that too. I mean, it's super important. I know that even if you can do like one post per week or something, the point, you know, we can't emphasize this enough, is that you want to drive traffic back to your site. And it's great to generate online impressions and social and to make connections and all that. But ultimately, you know, you want to see something tangible that's really going to be the traffic back to your site and perhaps even acquisition of somebody back to your site. And I find that a lot of times people just very ambitious when they start off and they're like, okay, I'm going to blog like every day or every week, once a week, you know, 2 to 3 times, 3 or 4 times a month to start, you know, and then you can get into maybe guest posting or having people create content for you, but don't underestimate the significance of that blog in driving traffic back.
And I 100% agree with Jacqueline. It's the consistency, and don't forget, there's some tips later in the deck here, that you can reshare content, you can give a different headline when you're putting it on social, you can reuse it, you know what out of it, and people do. So it's more about like committing to what you keep up with, and then, you know, having a plan to kind of reuse it, then like most people, most consumers don't need to hear. I can't actually think of anything, you guys can challenge me on this, a brand, a product, an industry that I need to hear from every single day as a consumer. I can't think of anything. In fact, the ones that have done that to me, I've gotten off the list in terms of email, or how many times have you made a decision either for personal or a page that you followed on Facebook that they just like, you open up your feed and be like, oh, I'm going to like 12 posts from that same person. You're like, yeah, I'm going to hide that now. That's quite annoying. So you can definitely produce too much, and it's more about just laying down some consistent tracks of production, and then like and then having a plan for producing.
And it lives. I mean, I've had a blog post that's like 3 years old, and I still have people who come find me because of a blog post. So that blog post lives, and I'm sure if you guys even look at Facebook, some of the posts that seem viral, sometimes they're actually older posts.
Yeah, I've experienced that with every single one of my clients. They all have some like piece that's worked well. Like, any client like went to French pastry school, and so people like constantly coming like asking about what was that experience like, and they turn into customers. It's awesome, but it's like 6 years old at this point. There's definitely pieces of content on my site that continue to drive traffic. Just about everybody if you're doing it, like there's always going to be something that's like evergreen and legacy content. Which is another point too, like you may get you want to have some things that will sort of stand the test of time and kind of work that into your content strategy, and not like, you know, for some that are just getting started, they might just go, okay, we're going to do a once a month sort of post, and we're going to talk about what's going on in that month. And we were even saying, the month of September, here's our promotions, where a client that has not a lot of budget, you know, that might be a good strategy and something to do, but ultimately those don't have they're not like, once the month is over, they're sort of not, you know, that relevant anymore. So you want to find some pieces that like will live on test time, and you can update them. You'll see a lot of it in digital marketing. This has changed because Google Analytics has changed. And just put a little update on top of it. This has changed as of, you know, 6/15, 2015. You can always do that too. So breakdown, so let's kind of focus on B2B for a little bit. I know this is very difficult to read turned up like this, so I just encourage you to kind of look at it. And all I'm really showing you here is there's the means at which, or the most popular means in terms of B2B, like what most marketers are using for B2B. I would say this one's a little bit, it says social media other than blogs. It's a little bit misleading because B2B is not using like all the social channels like B2C is. Like they're mostly using groups and LinkedIn and Quora and stuff. They're using it, I mean, but don't take that for like, oh, it's so general, don't take it as they're using every channel. They're using very specific channels. And they're not using, obviously, stuff like gaming. That doesn't make any sense.
So this is what they're using, but not necessarily what's most effective.
This is trends. So this is what's been used consistently. Yeah.
What is the 87%?
That
Social
one's
media.
social.
Oh, okay.
87%. Yeah. And you'll see, like, why I continue to show you that is there's this stays higher, and there's more stuff than this for me to see. Like, it's kind of like there's a lot more you can do if you're doing B2C than you do B2B. There's just things that are going to work better for that market. And so the ideas, just kind of some B2B content ideas. Again, this isn't the group. It tends to be more formative than descriptive. So best case studies, worst case studies, people love it when you like show them the bad stuff. You're okay with being vulnerable and like when this is really learned. So it's not always the best case study. It's like this is the most epic fail of our whole business. Of our business. We're going to share it with you. This is why. We're going to share it because we've learned something from it. Product or book reviews. Share your success. Share your failures. Reveal, I should say, sorry. Reveal memories, interview important people. This one right here, like anytime you can involve an outside party in your content, that's awesome. And why do you think that might be a good thing? You can't say it because I don't even know it.
It legitimizes what you're doing with B2B.
It does. I'm going to give you a hint. Remember that video from the guy, the Austin, Texas guy from Kissmetrics? Remember the one thing he didn't do?
They emails people to let them know that his stuff was.
But what did the people do?
They didn't respond as well.
No. When he did do that, what did they do?
Oh, then more people showed that he got more new or returned or something.
Why?
Because they knew that he was posting on the
No, because they shared it. They shared it. So if you're interviewing somebody else outside, you're like kind of taking advantage of their database, their reach, right? And then you remind them, like, hey, the thing just went live, and now they're sharing it because they're in it. It's earned media for them, essentially. So, like, working these in, this would almost be a thing that I like for any company. I'm like, where can you work in? Where are the partners? Where are some people that you have good relationships with that you can co-create some content that they for sure want to share because they're in it. It might be like celebrities that use the products or something, in your case.
Or even customers too.
Well, customer testimonials.
Customers, and when you do it, hey, there's no shame in like looking through your customers' social media reach and seeing who has the most. Oh, look at the feature story. This one, she's got 7,000 followers on Twitter. She stays engaged. She's got a great feature story. There's no shame in that.
You don't have white papers up there, which is huge in technology, or was. I mean, but people still do
well, these are kind of ideas. These are like, a case study, put product group. They're kind of
I guess,
yeah, white paper. So, trying to give like a little bit more ideas.
Oh, more of the content of what the paper.
White paper about the product, like the review of it. Yeah, you can say that up there. For people, important events, kind of highlighting an event that you just participated in, what happened, news trends, responding to, taking a position on something that happened in your relevant industry. Go, this is our take on this. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to respond to this. How-to videos is the number one thing that's still to this day that's looked up on YouTube. How to do anything is the number one thing. How-to's in there. It's the number one phrase that's looked up on YouTube.
So,
how to any goofy thing. Webinars and lists, like another opportunities, just like this one. Lists, you can have lists that are linking, like top 10, like the packing example, like top 10 products you think you should pack. They're not your competition. You've listed their name. They're excited to be on the list now, and then you share it and make sure that you share with all of it. And now they're sharing. Those are awesome. And people like bookmark and share lists too. So when they see something that's helpful, they might send it to a friend or whatever. But having like lists that have links is what's the important emphasis here. Lists that have links are really important. Make sense? So ultimately, you know, the content marketing model for B2B is created, then we promote it, distribute it, we figure out what channels make the most sense to distribute it, and we are hoping that, you know, when they land on the, our goal is when they click on the link and they get to read that content, there's also some sort of call to action, you know, sign up for a phone call, take the next step kind of thing, because we want them to request a proposal or, you know, sign up for a service. That's what it looks like for B2B. So now B2C, so in that world now, same thing, except it's purchase, right? But it's ultimately like leading them to a purchase. So we still have to create it, we still have to find the right channels to promote it in, get people to help us promote in both cases. And I should say, back on the B2B model, don't forget about other departments and people internally within a company. You know, find out what's important to them, try to align with, you know, some of the things that they're working on and get them involved in sharing it. Chances are you've got a lot of people, most people at this point are on social media in some form, and if you can engage, you know, a base of people internally that are already part of the company to share, well, that's really good. If there's something, if it's like helping them with some sort of mission that they're working on, then that's even better. So forget about that. But back to B2C, so we ultimately want them to make a purchase. So same thing here, all the things that we can do. White papers is way down here in this one. So they're using social media articles on the website, e-newsletters, but we're not calling them that because we don't open those emails. Blogs, videos, in-person event, really important one. Articles on other websites, so that's a good thing too. We haven't really talked about that, like reaching out to be featured on somebody else's site, being a guest contributor. That's a big part of my strategy with my little passion project right now. My team reaching out to like get posts on other sites. Mobile content, website, case studies, graphics. And then just some ideas for B2C. So post with provocative headlines. I'm gonna go through a document that like gives you some good tips on how to write a good headline. We're gonna do that next. Entertaining lists, photos of topics, you know, pick photos, be very selective of photos that you're picking, interactive content, entertaining videos. Those can be how-tos, be funny how-tos. Easy to share photos and graphics, your memes that are here, entertaining and resourceful, more storytelling here. Let's look at good headlines.
I had a client who wouldn't let us use it. It was Engage Games Online, Signs Deal with the Devil. We were signing with Blizzard. They had a game based on like a hell game or something. They wouldn't let us do it.
Alright, so formula for a perfect headline. Okay, 8 out of 10 people will read headline copy, but only 2 of 10 will read the rest. So they'll read the headline, make a decision to move on. It's like, look at that funnel, like how quickly you lose somebody if the headline's not good. It's super important, right? You know, to spend some time writing good headlines. A writer should spend half the entire time it takes to write a piece of persuasive content on the headline. Short and sweet, max character count is 65 before being cut off in some search results. That's why, so there's a very hardcore reason for that. 6 words, the perfect rank for a headline is 6 words. People scan headlines and take in only the first and the last 3 words. Less you read, so higher chance of retaining attention. Sure. Here are your headlines. More effective and question headlines that include or reference the reader. So remember I said the most effective thing is personalized. So when you get like an email and have your name in the actual header, like Stephanie, here's 3 shoes that you probably want right now. Whatever, that's really effective. Be like, it's not your name over anything else, over any brand. More attention grabbing because it speaks directly to the reader, like your personal conversation with them. Use interesting adjectives. And notice how, like, so they blurt out fun and like, I don't think really, I mean, you need the ones that they blur out. Why would we classify these as interesting? Effortless, maybe they're just a little bit more descriptive. Like, I think what the point is here, the takeaway is here, don't use like, if you use the word all the time in your own language, it's probably not the adjective to use in the headline. Like, if it's something that you hear all the time, like, totally, I'm not bad example, it's not an adjective, but it's something that you hear all the time and everybody uses that to describe something, it's probably not the right one to use.
Epic, unicorn. I'm like, epic, unicorn.
Yeah.
Crushed it.
Use negative wording, so remember people only buy out of pleasure and pain, so this is a tactic to use negative words. Negatives tap into our insecurities. No, we don't have insecurities. Okay. Words, no, without, stop, lead to many more shares. You know, you've probably seen these. Before you stop what you're doing and see what this person did or something, you know, something like that. Without this, you will die. That kind of thing. Before your next exercise session, stop and read these tips. It can save you from injury. Pretty effective. Workout. Use numbers. This is very effective. We see these all the time. And what it's doing is letting the reader know like how much of the time investment is involved in a piece of content. So if you say top 10 things, it's like, oh, I have time to scan 10 things. 100 things to do in Santa Monica? Well, that's a topic that would work well with somebody, if it was targeted to somebody that's going to visit Santa Monica and spend time with moving there, then I would probably find value in that. But if I live in Santa Monica, I probably don't want to read this.
There's too many things.
Right? 10 things to do that you've never done.
10 unusual sites in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
The hidden gems, 10 hidden gems.
People want to increase efficiency, see a number of lists of easy steps to build the need. The bigger a number of the posts, the further it spreads. Really? You agree with that? I don't agree with that. Use digits rather than words. I don't agree with that.
15 ways not to fail the test.
Right. Personalize it, add a little extra, increases readers' curiosity, use spirited, it will lose effectiveness and overuse 15 ways to study for a test. Wow. Like, so if you were targeting a group of people that had a test coming up, this is pretty effective. If I sent this to you tomorrow, you guys would be reading it, doing it terms coming up on Monday. Number 9 is a must. Ooh, what's number 9? What's there? Formula for creating headlines. So try using this formula. Number or trigger word, plus an adjective, a keyword, and then a promise. So, so before the formula, so here's some things that went through this formula kind of test. Before the formula, how to bathe an elephant. Okay. After the formula, 18 unbelievable ways you can bathe an elephant indoors.
Are those actually effective? And especially the like number 5, blow your mind.
Well, apparently, because BuzzFeed and like all of these different sites have made model off of it. Like, yeah, it's one of these things. Like, you're smart, you know. And if you're as you become a marketer, you get smarter. You're like, okay, I know it's they're baiting me. Like, I know the content better damn well align with this when I get to it. You don't have to click on it. But yeah, they're a little shock and awe, and let's face it, that's what we live in. I mean, you know, did you watch the VMAs? Like, you know, like that's the real we live in.
But BuzzFeed works.
Most
It delivers.
Yeah, most people respond to that. Now, you might not respond to it based on mood. I'm not going to read that, but in most cases, when you're like mindlessly scrolling through stuff, you're like, oh, that looks interesting. I got to read that. they do work, or you would have like BuzzFeeds and things that have made major business model out of it.
Refinery 29 also does this.
Refinery 29. There's tons of them.
No, Thrill List is always giving me
Julie, what were you saying?
There's a Twitter account called HuffPo Spoilers.
No.
They retweet all the HuffPo, like,
that. HuffPo spoilers.
Basically, spoil it. That's a great way to see how it all works. Because, and it's HuffPo, so it's a little bit less TV. But it's nice to see them all.
That's funny. So what are they?
Are they real spoilers for articles that are up?
So, like, we'll say something like, "You'll never believe what Donald Trump did," and then like, he put on camera.
But I read it
And it spoils what the article is.
Yeah.
Well, I want to see all the.
I want to look at it. I wonder, because their model is like there's not people, right? They're contributors, right? So are they taking the contributors' headline and rewriting it, or are they just looking?
So, well, so the HuffPo is made on.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
This is pretty great.
I gotta check it out.
So an example is the HuffPo Post headline. It's scary to hear pickups to eat, and the HuffPo spoiler Twitter post article says, "You're having a stroke, better go to the hospital immediately without being anyone." Yeah.
HuffPo.
Really
HuffPo. No ST.
Don't make me laugh. Okay. Let's look at another one in this formula. Before, how to sell your house. After, how can you effortlessly sell your house in less than 24 hours? Get the formula?
I've always been told not to use the adjectives that people, that kind of sounds too salesy. I mean, I do PR, not
It's
ads.
well, especially if you're doing PR, it's a generational thing. I pare down too, depending on who I'm talking to, because if I'm talking to an older demographic, they've already heard it. They're like, it's a lot. I would pare down. But
You could just say how to sell your house in 24 hours, so that sounds
how to
effortless
sell
as
your
it
home
is.
in less than 24 hours, yeah, I would probably do that. And it's like, and the other decision, and we don't talk about this enough, sometimes it's a visual thing. Like, how is it, like, is it cutting down? How is it landing on, like, the article? Like, sometimes I make decisions of what it says just based on the visual aspect. Why headlines fail? Don't match the article written. That's horrible. Not specific. What we know and don't know. Really? Not specific enough to get somebody to kind of click on it. Word speed can be more than one thing. Police began a campaign to run down jaywalkers.
Oh, run down.
Run down. Like that? Yeah. Doesn't sound good. I might open that. All right. Does that help you? Like, so short, numbers, word, that formula I think is a good takeaway for this.
Also, too, look at their call to action on for whoever wrote the post. Hire me to speak. They have some great.
Oh yeah, anytime, thanks, like any resource that I share, like in the folders, they're like digital marketing sites. You probably experience pop-ups and going to look at them. They all have call to actions. Like anytime, like look further than just the content sometimes and look at like, oh, look at their call to action. Look at how they're doing it. There's others, the sources that I share, they're usually ones that I found to be valuable in other areas, so share them. All right, let's go back to that. Any questions about that?
I'm trying to keep it quick scroll, and it didn't say social, it's all here in the one thing, it said, on social media. Anyway, I'll show it to you.
Okay. Try to sign up or something?
No, I tried to just try it out, like it had suggested in that article.
Yeah, sure. All right, so recap, content creation. Okay, so now we're kind of getting into like, so creating compelling content. So don't be, noise surveys, site visitors. To create content, it doesn't have to all be something that you're looking at your analytics to do. Don't forget, you can survey and ask people what they want. You don't know your target demographic. Track what they're sharing, track engagement so you can do more of it. Remember to create custom URLs so that all shows up in campaigns so you know what what's working well, watch competitors, what kind of pieces are working for them, what are people talking about, and then you can test it, like the way that you would test kind of your content. You can test it with different headlines, so you do a social ad buy to see what would drive. You can test it in an email to see what people are clicking on. Like, I think the takeaway here is just remember, like, so all this comes out directly from this too. It's like you'll have somebody on your team, your executive team, that's like, this is the story we want to tell. Do I sound like a boss? You know, this is what you have to do. This is what people will be interested in. And they don't know the target demographic. They're not interested in looking at the analytics. They don't want to look at data. They're just like, this is the message we want to get out. And you're like, nobody gets proud about that message. You cannot tell that. It's serious. It's always like, this is an educational thing, and this is a role that we have to play it. Going, look, here's the data. Here's who we're resonating with. This is the age. This is what your problems. This is the other activities. They don't care about the same things you care about. We can't speak to them the same way we speak that you're speaking right now about that. So, you know, you got to fight that battle. That's all I'm going to say. Like, that's a battle with fighting this content based on somebody internal saying this is the interesting thing, and that without any data is not going to.
To add to that too, you know, there's a difference between creating content to the vision of like that CEO or the business in the company, and not creating enough content to speak to, you know, the customer's pain point and like the solution that you're providing. And I find that a lot. Well, so what I mean by that is, let's say you have a car dealership, right? But the owner of the car dealership is really, really, really passionate about philanthropy and giving back. So the kind of content that they want to create is all about philanthropy and giving back, where the consumer's like, I just need to freaking find a car. I need to find a car that's, you know, cost effective. So you have to be cognizant of that and make sure that there's the vision of maybe, you know, people in your organization, but then there's the actual message of the business and the solutions and services that you provide. And you need to absolutely 100%. You will cause consumer confusion, basically. And people love to read. So they might say, it's really cool that you're philanthropic, great. But that doesn't necessarily create them. That doesn't incentivize them to become a customer. Right. They'll go take their business somewhere else, is what I'm trying to say.
2 more examples of that. And so just to add to that is like, so that might be a story that she wants to tell, but the story doesn't have a lifeline. Like, it's like once you tell it, it's done. And unless that's the type of customer you're going after, people can't see themselves in the story, they lose interest. So 2 examples I would add to it. One was the M. Stevie's example, the cosmetic brand that was focused on her project. And the woman that started the line made the story all about her. It was her, her life, and like, you know, it's like people were not, they didn't know her, they weren't connecting with it. Like, it was too much about her, and people were like, I can't see myself using this product, it's all about you. They had, that was the real challenge with their app. Like, she banked on her own celebrity, and she wasn't a celebrity. Okay? Another example is I have these 2 girls that they're Sluggers is their manufacturer. They're doing like their own prints for. But they actually Sluggers prints a clear boot, and then they put a liner in it. And they're twins. And when they launch, they're called Dutality. So they're twins. They launch, and the whole story is about them being twins. And they were on like they got on like local news stories. They were on like CBS in the morning. Like they got like great press in the morning. And then they didn't have anything else to do with that story. Once they were twins and it's out there for twins, they had no more content to develop around it. Their whole brand was around it. And they're struggling right now too. They didn't let people see themselves in it. I'm not a twin. I don't care about you and your sister who started a business in your 20s. I'm not that. I care that I like the product is cool. Really, where they're going right now is like it's an accessory product that's not that expensive that you can show your style and whole print in another way to have the start, you know, and they're adding to the line. My friend, because we're going to meet from nail snap, might do like the nail wraps and matching prints. Like just we're going to add more, make the brand be about. Here's an affordable way for you to just have pop color, pop print in your wardrobe, kind of home in, have something unique That's a story you can build content around. You can't continue to build content around somebody getting money from you twins. Like,
Well, the twin thing, what they could have done was one come with one set, one with another. You could be twins with your friend. You could make yourself a virtual twin with someone else. So there's another. I mean, you have to think of a way to extend that brand to something that's not a
I mean, it's a little bit of a stretch. Like we have to know that there's people in the world wanting to have, like there's got to be like weird.
Well, but everyone has a best friend, you know. Yeah.
Well, like best friend necklace.
Yes.
Right. It's like your best friend.
Days when you dress in Twinkie days and you dress like your best friend. Yeah. The research showed it. Yeah, sure.
Right. Well, I mean, that would be the only way to take the twin thing and try to move it away from physical biological twins and move it into buy more product, 2 for 1.
Yeah. We can see that was a really absolutely. Absolutely. But you guys get it, right, Robert?
So what do you think about third-party content creation with vendors like Guild, using them to kind of draw attention to product?
So using.
Have you heard of Guild?
Yeah, I know, totally with Guild. So using.
Them to kind of raise the brand awareness.
Or, and are you talking about innovation urban value?
No, I'm just thinking super. So urban data is an extension of to me.
Yeah.
Guild for me, does that seem like a cheap trick?
No. So that's kind of like what we're talking about there is we're getting into more native ads. Like, so you've got these sites that have like on content, and there's opportunities for you to put your content in there that either look like that kind of match the brand and style, and it doesn't look so like a display ad, or it's just straight display.
Or sponsored.
Or it's kind of like there could be some influence relationship between that. So sites like that have great following might get paid to promote somebody else or have an ad that they're getting like $1 billion every time someone buys through that. That's the model too.
So one thing too that you touched on, because this is important. So Guild isn't necessarily a content creator, but there are companies who say, hey, for $1,000 a month or whatever, we'll create 10 blog posts for you. And I've not always had the best experience with those sites. The content has been crap. I mean, I've had to go through and edit things. So when you talk about like third-party content creators, typically that's what people will associate that term with, the actual firms that exist.
I totally agree. Every time I look at those, I would never recommend it to a client that I've had to review them. And I think we're in a place where photos are more important. Like, you don't need a professional copywriter. You just need someone that speaks proper grammar. And you need a spell check. You need someone to edit it. To type of. But you don't want massive amounts of content unless you are in a white paper situation in an industry that accepts that. And I'd rather spend money on photos than you need someone to write copy. Anybody can write copy. Like, anybody can write a top 10 list. Once you know strategically what you're writing to and what the customers want, you can research and put it together and then have somebody edit it, prove it, basically. But photo, I'd spend money on photos before it's anybody writing. They don't know, they don't care, they don't brand.
Oh my gosh, they wrote the worst stuff I've ever seen in my life.
It's so generic that we don't even read it. All right, so great segue. So just talking about the importance of pictures. I just can't stress this enough. Like, if you're gonna spend, like we talked about, spending time writing a good headline, really don't let the photo, what kind of photo you're gonna pop in there, be the last thing that you do start thinking about it right away. Because while you're writing, if you have resources internally or an intern that can be looking for that, somebody needs to be creating a cool meme for you, use Canva to do something like that. Don't let that be an afterthought. Do not let photos be an afterthought. And it's kind of a pain in the butt, but know how to get your photo in good format. Like, know your editing tool well, so if you're using WordPress or whatever. And like, there's nothing worse than going to a blog post and there's photos here, photos here, and they didn't know how to wrap around the copy. And there's all this wasted space here, and like it drops down. Just format it. That's another area that I would pay someone to do. If you don't know your editing tool well.
Which folder did you put the photography link
in this one?
For 12. Okay.
So if the topic could be simple, like I love this example of just like simple illustrations, a little bit different in the brand colors of this particular company. And like this alone, style advice, like this, like you gotta remember how your images are gonna look sharing if it's social. But this is like great, it stand out because it's different from something else, and it becomes, even though it's like leading into content, it becomes a piece of leading into product, it's a piece of content on its own. So it's like style advice in these different areas. It's simple. So doesn't take much. This one I included here, like getting people to be engaged, little fun facts. This is out of print book brand, and so they're talking about, Alice in Wonderland being an area or band. The only thing that could be better on this, there's two things I would say that this could be better. You guys want to take a guess on what it could be? Or good job. What could be better about this pose? The pictures cut out.
Yeah.
I think that might be nice. Possibly. I don't know. Yeah, so let's say there's three. So there's one. Pick one.
The link, the image, the Instagram, should it not be like stick it to the shorter?
Or no, could be. That's not too bad of a focus on, but that could be something. There's still two more.
I would make animals should not use human language, the headline. Move it up. That, to me, it's like you're burying your lead. That's a way more interesting headline. And bring it down.
Possible. It's too long. Actually, it's too long. Long, it's too long. Too long. Too long. Are you making me read? Yeah. Screw you. Alright. One more. If you want people to engage with you, what would you do? I'm supposed to ask the question. What do you think of that? Exactly. Yeah. They could have made it shorter and posed it as a question. Then I call this, there's the brainless, just, I see myself in this brand. Oh, it's easy for me to like kind of silliness. There's a lot of that on Instagram. We're not overthinking it, but it's on brand. It's nasty girl. Like, it's fun and doesn't hurt a lot of brain power if you're into this. You can kind of allude to a story, so when you get into like the lifestyle stuff, like just a great picture and a headline, and you could change, like if this was like your homepage or a landing page, you could change up this headline a bazillion times when you share it via social. Follow bullets, and then these things, this is kind of cut off, but curating your own products as best products for the fall, best products to take on a trip. You can't, you've got a lot of SKUs in your product line. You can't. There's so much mileage you can get out of something like that. All right. So now we're getting to the planning. I think you guys know this. Obviously, it has to align with your business goals. I've said this earlier. Don't be afraid to go internal and see what other people are working on. Is there an opportunity to use some resources, share some budgets, put out some things that they're think is an initiative that they can focus on? Would they share it for you? Would they distribute it internally? Would they distribute it not via social or in a newsletter? Somebody in your company writing something just explore all opportunities to get your content out. And the ones that are forgotten the most are the internal ones. You didn't evaluate and exhaust your internal resources. And then getting started sort of looks like something like this. This is where I love to hear definitely got anything to add on this. So getting started, I usually start from creating a list of 10 to 20 favorite posts from other blogs in my category, my client's category. Do a brainstorm session, with client and team members. Perform some keywords research so you know what phrases are driving traffic currently, what you're performing well, what do you want to get more of, the phrases that people are searching that you're not getting. How can you incorporate that into your content strategy? Don't forget to ask readers and customers. Make a massive list of titles and types. I wish I highlighted that one. What are the headlines that are going to be interesting to people? How do you know that? What are people clicking on now? Look at your competitors. And then the last step is rank in order according to opportunities in the marketplace. So what do you got to do right now? Because it's relevant, timely. People are talking about it, so you kind of, you know, what I want to say, piggy bank on like the conversation that's already out there. Don't forget that like you could take your content, you could see that like an article is really popular, right? It's getting a lot of traction. Like it's just because it's my space, and the Tinder article that was published on Vanity Fair. You guys know about this? So it's like really paints a really horrible situation of like that whole dating world and how people are using it. It got major exposure, and most of it was because Tinder went on a 3-day rant on their Twitter handle going, the writer was jaded and she didn't click it all sides, and how like it totally attacked her journalistic point of view. But in turn they looked like morons because they were like trying to, it was like a childish rant. So then it got more attention, right? Well, so what if you're in the dating space and you're seeing all this happen? Don't forget those articles have comment sections. You go, yeah, this is what we think about it. Or all the people that are sharing it via social media, oh, this is our take on it. You go back and share your stuff. So, you know, you always make decisions based on the relevant time in the marketplace. And another point on this too, why we have to have a plan and have to like know what we're doing on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, is opportunities like this come up all the time. Think back to the Oreo cookie thing. Like, you gotta have your stuff planned out, so you've got a team that's sort of on standby waiting for that moment to just get creative. Like, that's usually the one that gets like the most attention in these situations. So if you're constantly struggling for like, what are we gonna blog about this week, or what are we putting out there, you'll never be in that space to do that. It's just creatively impossible to see those opportunities. So you want to really plan it out. The next ranking order is partner opportunities. So like this, who does it make sense for you to feature, co-create with, because they'll share, you know, get more mileage on the piece, like those are really important. Put those ones at the top, because when you have content like that, you know, they're invested in sharing too. And then how much is it going to cost? You know, so when you start thinking these headlines, you keep putting things in it, photos, you have to create infographics to go along with it, or you do a video with it. So in most cases, we're probably, unless you have a massive budget, you're probably ordering things that are they're going to cost the least to do. And by the way, things that cost the least have a shorter time for use usually too. So if the other things are important, you're just kind of cutting them out. Okay, we'll launch this video series, you know, 3 months from now. And then the importance of the objectives are how well are they aligning to the goals of the company? The content, like, you know, is it really creating a clear path for someone to click on that call to action that's going to be next to put it on your blog?
So part of what I do, part of my process with my clients is to think about what, like 5 content buckets to start. One of them is always partner opportunities. One is typically like, you know, the brand or business story. One is obviously the customer and like their pain points and their needs. And then there's a little bit of flexibility in like the remaining 2. Then what we typically do, I need to do some market research to see what other people in that industry are blogging about, tweeting about, and all that, so I can get a feel for what's there, what might be missing, where there might be content opportunities, right? And then the other thing that we start to look at with my clients is more of a thematical calendar. So we're going to look from January to December at certain things, like for some of my e-commerce clients, right? Even I worked with a spirit brand. We wanted to know when each of those major award shows was taking place, because typically people are having like in-home parties and they're drinking cocktails. We need to know when certain cocktail observances were and what months they were. Then we got into like, okay, people are gonna have cocktails in the wintertime because holiday parties, people have cocktails in the summertime because barbecues. So we create this like big thematical calendar, and from there we take those content buckets and that market research, and we start to say how many posts do we need, you know, per month, and you roll with it. But the key is the tracking part. That was something you mentioned previously. So you create these ideas and you get your content going, and you start to track and look for trends, and you can always change, you know, your content calendar and your thematic calendar based upon what organically happens from the audience's response.
So you'll start with a spreadsheet, you know, try to outline all the opportunities, the brainstorming here. and then we get into what she was just talking about. Like, so I call it, I map out, the happenings in the industry, like general theme of the month, like what else is going on in my year. Both of these spreadsheets are in the builder as a template to kind of get started. And then on this, so you have your content calendar, you have budget, planning, like how long is it going to take to create, like what's your turnaround for blog posts, what's your turnaround for creating meetings, video, starting to plan that out. I know I keep a whole list of like keywords and hashtags generally, what makes sense to align overall, but then seasonally, like some of the things that you were just talking about, or based on the promotion or product that we're featuring, and there's kind of the seasonal ones. And then start to create a library of what you need in terms of photos, like what you need to seek out, like any other kind of hard assets that you need, which sometimes could be tools maybe for creating or distributing.
The other thing too, one of the things I failed to mention, so I tried with my clients to figure out what the goal of each piece is. And in some cases there could be 2 or 3 goals, but an example of a goal would be like brand awareness. An example of a goal would be like conversion or sales. An example of a goal may be positioning expertise, or what we call in the wine world and stuff, brand consideration. So brand awareness is for the person who's never heard of your company before. Brand consideration is for that person who's heard of you a few other times, and you're going to go and hopefully have them create a purchase. I think that it's important to have that goal aspect, because you can create content for the sake of creating content, but typically, again, you're trying to like track and monitor these things and say, here's what we had in mind with this piece of content. We ultimately wanted it to drive traffic. Did this help with brand awareness? And if not, how might we change the goal for the following month? We've had a lot of brand awareness stuff going on. Do we have the sales to say that brand awareness is working, or do we need to shift our goals next month to be a little bit more promotional?
The goal could be, just to add to that, the goal could be to get more influencers, like talking about who to get one, and you kind of feature them. So it's like your kind of takeoff piece to like show them, hey, we want to do this with you. Like it could be even that, it could be one step to another bigger plan. But ultimately, you're right, you have to be able to look at it and so that we can work to get to that goal, so we continue on to creating this type of content.
The other thing I've seen is you need to make sure that it fits in with the rest of what your marketing is doing. Because sometimes people go way off on like that, and it's nothing to do with what their ads are like or what the other things are doing, and it's kind of confusing.
And if that's the case, so then the other thing is too, so we have different buckets of content because we have different segments. Like in the examples that we looked at earlier, there's different segments that you're talking to at different time. So, why we need to have a blog, or we need to have like a blog format in our site, you should definitely have a category to go about. You should make it easy for people to use to find the content on your site. If it's all just in one, like you go to the blog, you just have to scroll down, it's all a bunch of random stuff, that's really hard on the user. That's not a good user interface. But if you tell them up front, and this is the kind of content that I talk about, relationships, social media, partners, whatever, and then they click through to the tab that's most important to them. That's good user interface and a way to handle dealing with different target demographics, right? Because they're going to be interested in things. So once you brainstorm, you kind of some ideas, you started to create, then it's all about determining the consistency and the frequency. So where are you going to distribute? How often? And is there going to be kind of a formula to your madness? So on Tuesdays, you only talk about Taco Tuesdays. Wednesdays are, Wednesdays are,
I did Women Crush Wednesday every week. I was doing Women Crush Wednesday.
Yeah, right? Is it going to be something like that? So mapping this out is like the final step. And then
I tried Taco Tuesday once.
Oh, there's a great slide. We would
I just went Taco Tuesday to see if I would get his attention.
Questions? We're going to go into an activity. Questions? So I need, so we're going to create groups of 4. You're going to be on, and I'm going to be in.
Woohoo!
So I'm going to, you're 1, on, 2, 4, 1, 2,
4,
Abby,
2,
I will pass up. Sorry. 4, 1, and is 2. Right? Yeah.
1.
Okay.
Yeah.
An honest 1 and is 2. I have to do this. Okay. So get your groups, and then I'm gonna explain the activity. So in group 1, I need one person to kind of communicate with on just to send them a direct message about this is your group, this is the company, and like you'll probably assign him a role because he's not here, and then one person in group 2, right?
Yeah.
To do the same like Ann. Stay in here though, don't leave because I gotta explain the exercise. So get your groups. Seriously.
Stephanie, you're a 1, right?
I'm a 2, but I'm not gonna sit here.
You're 1. Oh, you're 1. Yeah, I'll take a look.
Should I keep going or
Huh?
keep people hang out going?
No.
Oh, sure.
Bye.
Who's the other 2, Lily?